Do you want to hear a trick for spending less money? It's really committing to tracking every single thing that you spend. Because let me tell you, it's annoying to track every single thing that you spend. It literally makes me be like, I actually don't even want to go shopping, or I don't even want to buy this because I don't want to have to log it in this tracker. And then I'm logging things in the tracker and I'm like, really? I just spent, how many times did I have to go to Tim Hortons and spend $4.81? Like, anyways, I challenge you to commit to spending or to tracking every single thing that you spend and see how much less you want to spend.
So with how expensive things are getting in America right now, a lot of people are devising different, various means to cut down costs, to save more money, to reduce the way they spend money in a world that is advertising based, marketing based, right? Everybody around you is trying to, every business, every company around you is trying to look for a way to get to your credit card and get money out of your account. All right, so there are a lot of people devising different awesome strategies to help them save money in order to thrive and to survive in this economy.
If you're somebody who struggles with impulsive spending, but you are desperate to save more and spend less on shit you don't need, I have a few hacks for you. Now, this first one I talked about a few videos ago, but I am a big fan of going through and unsubscribing from all company emails that I know are going to tempt me. Because that's the thing about being an impulsive spender, because I was like that as well. You need to remove the ease and the temptation in order for things to work. So take some time, go through your email, Sephora, Ulta, Target, Amazon, whatever it is, whatever is your vice, go through and unsubscribe. And I know this stuff doesn't always work. I get it. I feel like companies just keep bombarding us with emails regardless of how many times we said we don't want them. But even if it helps a little bit, I think it's worth it. Because I'm telling you, we're coming into the holidays. We're going to start getting bombarded with marketing emails, sales, Black Friday, Christmas. You name it, it's going to start getting really bad. And if you can do this now and avoid the temptation later, you're going to thank yourself.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but one of the easiest ways to start saving money is to think of your money as time, right? Let's say you get paid $20 an hour. If you want to make a purchase, go on a trip or do something, think about how many hours of work will this take me? And the reason this is so effective is because low key, most of y'all hate y'all jobs. And so if you hate your job, it's like, do I want to sit at this desk for X amount of hours to go on this trip, to buy a pair of shoes, or to do this thing? And when you shift your mind in terms of like, oh, hey, this item costs this much, but instead, yo, this item costs this many hours, your brain low-key rewires, and then you get really strict about your budget, and you really start to be more intentional and conscious with your money. So, I don't know, share with someone who might find this helpful.
Let's talk about some underconsumption saving money hacks. I have been trying to underconsume and stop buying everything that I see online. So here are some things that I've been doing to stay an underconsumer. First of all, I wear clothes out until they literally break. I do not need a new wardrobe every single season. I need to remind myself that, and you do too. I also don't constantly need a new phone. There is no reason for me to be buying a new phone when mine works perfectly fine. The camera quality is great, which is important to me. So who cares? Whatever. I don't need to get the new shiny iPhone. My third way is that I actually stick with brands that are high quality and worth the investment so I can have things for a longer time. 4 is I try to do a lot of free things, like sitting in a park or doing stuff like that, rather than constantly paying when I go outside. I swear I used to leave my apartment in New York and spend $100, but I don't do that anymore because I focus on free things. Those are just a couple of ways that I've underconsumed and also saved money. I track all of my spending on the Peak budgeting app. It is my favorite budgeting tool. It uses AI to actually show you where you're spending the most money and give you real solutions. So that is a reason that I've become an underconsumer.
I figured out the best way to go shopping and not spend a ton of money. It's just to not get a cart and stack everything in your hands. I had hangers hanging off my fingers, barely holding this crap up. And I was finally like, okay, it's time to go. Let's wrap it up. It's time to go. My hands can't hold anything else. And I walked out of TJ Maxx only spending $63. So if you're trying to save money, I think this is a perfect strategy to make yourself not spend as much money in the store, because if you don't have a basket to put it in, then you have to carry it all, and that gets really tiring. So pro tip, have a lovely day.
Here are 3 more things that I'm not spending any money on as a broke post-grad girl. Number 1, makeup. Any new makeup, any new skincare, absolutely not, unless it is out unless the entire bottle is completely out, nothing new. Especially not, I want to try this new lip combo. Okay, save it for Christmas. Save it for Christmas, save it for Black Friday, save it for when it is on major sale, because you do not need that right now. That is money that could be going towards your savings, towards your bills. You do not need that money to go towards more skincare or makeup or stuff like that you don't need. Number 2, expensive groceries. Obviously, you don't need to eat the same thing every single night, but you can get the frozen salmon instead of the fresh salmon, or for any seafood, you can get the frozen version instead of the fresh version. It's going to be so much cheaper. Also goes for fruits and veggies. Obviously, I understand that you want like apples and bananas, but there are like berries and stuff that you can get frozen for so much cheaper than if you were to get them fresh. Again, you can pick and choose what like your things are, because I know some people who are like, I love blueberries, I want blueberries, I'm gonna get fresh blueberries. Then get that. Get fresh blueberries, that's great, but you can also save on those other berries that you feel okay with getting frozen and eating frozen. Number 3, anything online shopping I do not get. I have to go to the store in order to buy something. I live kind of in the middle of nowhere right now, where like the closest Walgreens, the closest Walmart is at least 20 minutes away. And so that forces me that it is a need if I have to go and get something. So no online shopping, specifically for clothing. That's something that I have trouble with. No online shopping for clothing or anything else, including Amazon. Those little Amazon purchases or TikTok shop purchases where you're like, oh, it's just a little bit, those add up quick. So for me, I've just kind of got a rule of no online shopping. I do not need any of that. If I need it, then I will go into the store and I will only come out with those items. So yeah, those are 3 more things that I do not spend my money on as a broke post-grad.
Things I don't buy anymore as a 27-year-old who's financially responsible. So the first one is alcohol. I stopped drinking alcohol back in 2023, so around 2 years now. Although I didn't do it for financial reasons, it definitely helped my wallet. I also don't buy drinks with my meals anymore. Personally, don't find much value in drinks. Soda or fake juice, it's not worth my money, so usually when I go out and eat, or even at home, I'll just have a glass of water with my meal rather than having juice or pop. Unless it's a smoothie or juice that's only made out of fruits. But even then, my brain always resorts to the price, and I just think, oh, I can make it at home for half the price. I also no longer buy sale items or Black Friday sale items for the sake of it being on sale. I used to buy the most unnecessary things on Black Fridays just because it was on sale. Like, I have makeup that I need. Why am I buying more makeup? Like, literally just this past Black Friday, it almost got me.
I got serious about my finances when I was about 27. I'm 30 now, and I just wish I would have started way sooner. Number 1, I wish I would have just not kept my money in a regular savings account. Like, I definitely needed to have a high yield savings account much sooner. If you don't know what that is, it's just a savings account that offers a higher rate. Number 2, I really wish I contributed to my Roth IRA a lot sooner. Like, I got it set up a couple years ago and I max it out now every single year, but I wish I actually set that up a lot sooner. And I I wish I set up my individual brokerage account a lot sooner, because that's where I'm buying and selling my investments. I use Vanguard, and I just wish I just did all of this a lot sooner, but I just didn't have the knowledge. And now this is why I love helping people get started on their financial journey so they can be a lot further than I was at their age. And so if you want any help, like, I would love to help you out. You can check the link in my bio. I have a money workshop. I have a course and everything if you want to get started on that. But just the sooner you start, the better. So like, please start now. 2026 is coming up, and there's no better time to just get your finances in order, especially for the new year.
In 2025, I started budgeting my paychecks every single time I got paid, and as a result, I was able to pay over $12,000 worth of debt and create a $1,000 emergency fund. So here's what I've done, and here's what I've learned over the past year with budgeting my paychecks. So here is the exact way I budget my paycheck every time I get paid. I start off with the date range, so I get paid every 2 weeks. I budget my paycheck every 2 weeks. You can do monthly, whatever works best for you, but this works best for me. Then I have a goal in mind. I want to triple my car payment to make sure I can put most money as possible towards my car. I want to become debt free, and I have to triple my car payment to make sure I do that. That's my last debt I have. So then I take away my income that I actually make from my job, and in this instance I sold some winter jackets for $50. So I take away my income and then take away all my expenses I do have. My car, I need to buy work clothes, I was investing money, gym, groceries, gas, Christmas, phone bill, getting a haircut, all that. So I take away my income subtracted by my expenses, leaving some net total left over. Creating a budget is one thing, but it's actually a lot harder to stick towards it, which is why I actually learned to actually go back and review how I actually spent. So for this instance, I would go back and see how I did budgeted versus spent every single time I got paid, just to make sure I was sticking on budget and wasn't going over, which I was doing so much in 2024. So if you struggle with your finances in the past year or past couple of years, give budgeting a shot. So make sure you can take control of your finances, you know what's coming in and what's coming out. This can lead to so many things in the next year or so. You can be in a whole different financial spot. You can be debt-free, start investing, and start saving money for the future so you can do whatever you want instead of living paycheck to paycheck or in debt.
Just realized because of this one hack, I was able to save 50K in only 1 year. Here's what I did that was so smart. I created a savings account for every single month. Then each month, I transfer money into that savings account. Doing this helped me keep track and also hold me accountable for each month. Obviously, you need to have a goal and make it specific and have a deadline. On my vision board, I had save 50K in 1 year. Once I had a specific goal, then I had to create a plan. In my budgeting spreadsheet, I have so many calculators that help me create a saving plan, but I'm going to be using this one today. To figure out how much I need to save each month, I just put my target savings goal, the number of months, which is 12 months for a year. Now I know I need to save $4,166 per month to hit my savings goal. Once I had my plan, I just need to figure out where I was going to put my money and to make my money work for me. So I did like 50-50 in investments and also savings. Investments because then I don't have easy access to my money. Then a high interest savings account in case of an emergency. If you're interested in a kit of everything that I used to save, comment kits, which includes the budgeting spreadsheet, the high yield savings account, and also what I used to invest. Anyways, definitely going to be rewinding this for 2026.
I literally don't understand why I'm so broke. I make good money, but I still have none. That's what I sounded like before I realized these 5 things I was doing that was keeping me broke. The first thing I didn't know that was keeping me broke was streaming services. People have all these streaming services to watch one show on each one. How about you stop watching so many shows and go outside? Because I just have YouTube, and if there's a movie I really want to watch, you can just rent it on there for like $3. The second thing is meal delivery services. You're paying $20 extra just to not have to drive somewhere, and then your food is getting there cold. This includes grocery delivery. I understand some people get it for free, but my store doesn't. Why would I get it delivered if I have the time to go myself? Third thing, which is kind of controversial, is drinks. I don't buy any soda, juice, or anything for our house. Also, neither of us drink alcohol, which is very expensive. This one might sound crazy, but I don't have excessive hygiene products. I am always clean, but why would I have 20 different body washes? They're all doing the same thing. This last one may seem obvious, but it's last minute groceries. We have 2 rules. We don't get anything off the list. We never go to the grocery store hungry. If you go to the grocery store hungry, everything is gonna look good just because you're hungry. You're gonna be getting a bunch of extra stuff that's gonna go bad in your fridge.
Did you know that not spending money just naturally improves things in your day-to-day life? I've been doing No by 2025, and I've noticed that I'm a lot happier. I'm happier because I'm saving, duh. But I definitely enjoy my apartment more. I enjoy my things more. It feels like I'm shopping in my home. I picked out a book from my bookshelf that I had no idea that I owned. My cooking skills have improved because I was one of those girlies that just kept using DoorDash. But yeah, I'm rediscovering things in my home. The other day, I was genuinely playing with my cats. Like I was throwing a toy back and forth. I got the wand and they were just so happy. Just today, a neighbor knocked on my door. Him and his wife gave me a book of poems that they wrote. He said, "Welcome to the neighborhood." He told me he's tried to come by and say hi with his wife a couple times, but I'm never home. But now I'm inside. Not only that, but paired with Kylie Perkins, my home is also clean. It just feels good. You know, you can get tricked in the beginning into thinking that you're lonely and sad and broke. But after you get through that hump, you realize you're saving, you're happy, and you're safe. Of course, there's a time and a place to go out, but it doesn't need to be an everyday thing to a point where you're just wasting money. Save your money, stay inside, No by 2025.
I say this, but the easiest way to save money without even noticing it is to pay yourself first. Sounds crazy, but when you start to treat your savings account like a bill and you pay you first before you pay anything else, let me elaborate. What I mean is, as soon as that check hits, money goes to a savings account that's actually separate from your checking account. Why? Because out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of swipe. Thinking big, but we can start small. $25, $50. You know, $50, each pay period is $100 a month. Well, how many months are in the year? There's 12. So that's probably like $1,200 you have saved for the entire year. And it may not seem like a lot of money, but if you've never had $1,200 saved, what's the problem? Also, get creative with it. If you are saving for a car, name the account Car Fund. If you're saving for a vacation, it needs to say Jamaica 2026. whatever it is that you are trying to obtain is what you really need to start to embody.
Listen, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you ain't got no money, stop going out. Stop going out. Stop going to the mall. Stop going to the club. Stop going to the bar. Because all you're doing is setting yourself back further and further from your goals. And guess what? I promise you, the club, the mall, the bar, that's still gonna be there when you stack your coin up. It's okay to sit your ass down when you know your funds ain't right. Like if you know you only got a little bit of coin, and then if you go out to one of these places, you're gonna be at zero. Yeah, just don't go. Don't do it. It's probably best to just save that little bit of coin. Hold on to that little bit of coin for dear life until you get some more coin. And just repeat the process. And watch how life just improve for you, I promise.
If you are the type of girl that goes out, wants to dilly-dally, have a little coffee, but you're on a budget and you're trying not to like buy coffee out, you're not trying to buy matcha out, all of the above, this is the hack. Like this cup, I bought 6 of them in a little pack at Dollar Tree for $1. Trust me when I say you can still be on a budget and go dilly-dally, go on the go, and still make your coffee at home. And I bet you Starbucks could not even make it the same, because my coffee at home now tastes so much better than if I go and get one. They don't always make it right. So why spend $6 on a drink when I can just buy cups to go anytime I'm out and about? Pretty sure Walmart has it, Target has them, to-go cups. But the fact that Dollar Tree, I found them at Dollar Tree, girl, you know I'm gonna be going back for my little coffee. Talk to you later.
This is a list of things I do to save and make money living in New York. And I'm still technically unemployed. I only furnish my apartment from Facebook Marketplace or Temu. Listen, this economy, a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. I also donate plasma twice a week. I make like between like $120, $160. I think you're an idiot if you're not using food reward programs, McDonald's app. I use my free cheeseburger coupon. I also have a couple of email addresses that I made up specifically for free coupons for on websites. I'm also a certified trash picker. I found a pair of Valentino boots outside of a trash can on the street. If I'm really down bad, I will go on dates with people for free meals. You gotta use your pretty privilege. Those are just a couple of things I do to save money in New York. I hope that helped.
I truly believe that you are going to thrive in San Francisco if you master your budget, or else good luck. This city will eat your paycheck alive. $8 lattes, $25 salads, $18 cocktails. And if you don't budget, you will be broke by week 2. What worked for me? I started setting like a monthly fun budget and I stick to it. San Francisco has so many different free things, so drop them in the chat for real. Hikes, parks, community events, etc., whatever. So you don't have to blow your money on bougie fancy dinners, which are super fun to attend. But I'm curious, would many of the people who live here rather spend their money on food, fitness, or what? Because in SF, you probably can't afford everything. You gotta pick.
The best money saving hack that I have is to just gaslight yourself into thinking you don't earn as much as you actually do. I, every year, assess my income and I look at my after-tax income and then I subtract however much money I plan to save in the year. So let's say, like this year, my goal is like $12,000, right? I subtract $12,000 from my after-tax income and then I just build my life around whatever money remains, right? And what I appreciate about this approach is that my life feels normal. Like, I don't even feel like I'm trying to save money that much, if I'm being honest, because I never allowed my lifestyle and my spending habits to reflect what I truly make. And it has just made saving money so easy. And what's also really great about this is that when there are months where I have unexpected expenses or something comes up and it stresses me out, I have this little safety net in the back of my head that's reminding me, oh, well, you still didn't even spend as much as you earned, though. Like, it's okay. Like, you still saved, though, even without trying. And I just think that's the best approach, because if you think more in abundance and instead of restriction, then it's just so much more sustainable and it makes it more exciting. It's more like a game, you know?
I'm going to show you how grocery stores trick you into spending a lot more money than you think you are. A lot of us have been taught that by buying the bigger bag, you're saving money because you're buying in bulk. And sometimes that is true, but let me just show you a recent example of buying my dog food. This is the smallest bag they have. It's 6 pounds, $11.49. 12 cents per ounce. Next size up is the 14 pounds. It's $20.99 or 9 cents per ounce. So this bigger bag is a better deal if you're going between the two. Now their next largest bag, 28 pounds, $37.99 or 8 cents per ounce. So slightly cheaper than the one before. Now we get to the massive big bag. This is the one that you probably think has the best deal. 40 pounds, $60.99, but 10 cents per ounce, which is a worse deal than the 14-pound bag at 9 cents per ounce. So in this example, the middle bag is actually the best deal. This is a different, but another really good example. This is the 2¼ ounce of the Lay's classic chips. These are like the personal size bags of chips, the small ones. At Walmart, it's $2.38 or 95.2 cents per ounce. So the next size up is like a normal bag of chips. This is the 8-ounce bag of chips, classic Lay's, same product, at $2.50 on sale for 31.3 cents per ounce. So a way better deal than before. Party size, you think it's going to be a great deal, 13 ounces. This is $5.44, not on sale, 41.8 cents per ounce, which is way more than the middle one that was on sale. So oftentimes the bag that's on sale might actually be the better deal, even though it isn't as large.
Doing this one specific thing is going to save you so much money, I promise you. The first thing is you need to be shopping for your groceries weekly. And the reason you need to do it weekly instead of bi-weekly or even monthly is because then you have to put meat in the freezer. When you have to put meat in the freezer, you automatically guaranteed at least one time a week, you're going to forget to take that meat out before you go to work. Then you're going to say, oh my God, we have nothing to eat. I don't know what we're going to eat. Now you're going out to eat. And if you're a family of either 2, 3, or 4, you're probably, at least you're spending more than $30. Which is probably half of a week's worth of groceries. So just think about that next time you go to the grocery store. Like, the way to save money is if you shop weekly. I shop every single Sunday. All my meats that I get go right into my refrigerator. And nothing has to go into the freezer because it's not going to go bad because I'm using it immediately. I used to shop bi-weekly. Everything was in the freezer. I didn't even know what I had. I would forget all the time. We're working moms, working parents. It is hard to remember, oh, take this out for dinner when you're trying to rush out the house with kids. So do yourself a favor, save some money, shop weekly, and also go to Aldi because that's where I go and I save so much money. Okay, bye.
I, like everyone else, want to save money, but I, like everyone else, suck at it. And I, like everyone else, don't want to sacrifice everything that I love in life, like ordering dinner. So one of the things that my husband and I do is we order food regularly, but we will only order from the buy one, get one free section on Postmates. There are so many great options. Like, I'll get on there and there'll be like 30 restaurants that are doing something that's buy one, get one free. And you can customize it. Like, if it's a buy one, get one free salad, like I could get a chicken Caesar salad and he can get a salad with steak, whatever. You can customize it once you get it. But that's how we order it. So like anytime we're going to order food, we will just shop from the buy one, get one free section. And we're ordering food, but we're only really spending half of what we would spend if we weren't doing the buy one, get one free. So I'm like, oh my God, we've just saved so much money.
So before I conclude this video, I would like to emphasize that some of you, as most of you may already know, savings is very, very important, all right? You saw some of these strategies that people are using, and many of these strategies, not because they are convenient for most people, but this is something they have to do because sooner or later you're going to have to get a home. You're going to have to, your credit score is very important. You're going to have to buy a car. You're going to have to send your kids to school and stuff like that. So it's important that these habits become, this savings culture become a habit, something that becomes part of you, a way of life. All right, some of these means may work for you, some of them may not. All right, so just test out because you already know that spending tomorrow's money today is a no-no. All right, if you spend tomorrow's money today, you'll be stranded tomorrow. All right, so that's why savings is very, very important. All right, these things I'm saying aren't necessarily anything new to you. All right, but I'm just laying emphasis on it. Look for any means that will help you start an emergency savings, account, whatsoever it is that will help you save money for the rainy day. This is something that Dave Ramsey talks about a lot, and I know that not everybody likes Dave Ramsey, but most of the things he's saying are truth and they are very, very important. All right, so if you can, right, do everything, and you can do everything to make sure that you find means to cut down costs, to save money, to keep more money. All right, you can bargain. You can go to a store, a grocery store that sells things cheaper. That doesn't necessarily reduce who you are. All right, it's just strategies. I'm just saying, try out different strategies that can help you save more money. All right, keep more money, and Another thing that wastes people's money is subscriptions. People subscribe to a lot of things and they can't even remember, and they are still being charged for it. Things they don't use. And you know, most of these subscription companies, they make it really difficult for you to be able to cancel your subscriptions. And because this is not something that you want to do, this is not something that I want to do. So the best thing for us is to make sure that we track our subscriptions. You minimize it, all right? You minimize it. Everything, and now in America where everything is becoming subscription based, it's, and I think I'm going to do a video on that. But the best thing to do is to find different means to costs and to cut costs and to save more money. In the meantime and in between time, stay blessed by the best. See you in the next video.